Resources are an essential part of the Windrose experience. I mean, well, it's a survival game, so you need tons of resources: stone, wood, fiber, copper, especially at the beginning, and last but certainly not least, a lot of hides. So the question is, of course, do those things respawn? Where do I get them efficiently? And what else do I have to look out for? Well, that's exactly what we're answering here in the video, so let's get going. The first and biggest question is probably, so I'm farming a lot of resources, do they respawn? Can I just come back after an hour or so and get the respawn of those resources on the exact same spot again? And the answer is TLDR, yes. The longer answer is a little bit, it's complicated, because there are resources which do respawn, and they do respawn on an exact timer. And then there are resources which respawn whenever a server is restarting or whenever they feel like it. It's super weird. And then there are resources which definitely do not respawn. So let's talk about the things which will definitely respawn first, and that is rocks and the copper in the copper mine. Now, the rocks we will talk about in a minute, but the copper mine is on a 30-minute to an hour timer. I say this because I tested it multiple times and I got different numbers. I don't know if the timer is changing, if this is a bug, but you have to at least wait 30 minutes and then you can see if it already respawned. If it hasn't yet, you will probably have to wait an hour. But even then, there might be some fluctuation. Maybe even a server restart will help immediately. You have to try that. It's a bit weird. Again, it's not 100% set, but the copper in the copper mines and the stone in the copper mines do respawn, so you want to get that. Now, another thing which does weirdly enough not respawn is wood and fiber. You know, the respawn you would or the resource you would kind of think would respawn does not. You can, of course, plant trees, but I will be brutally honest here with you, it's not worth it. Like, what you were getting out of those planted trees is useless, and it takes far too long. You really want to have multiple fast travel points. You can just go to other islands and then just take down all the trees and all the fiber there. It is so much faster to do. But yeah, they do not respawn. So you would have to plant them, but you have to plant so many that it's just not worth it. Now, let's talk about copper and stone. So copper you get in the copper mine, and that is the most efficient way. We have already talked about it. But what about stone? So stone is a little bit weird. The most efficient way to get stone is by farming the stone deposits all over the islands. And yes, they do respawn, but they do seem to respawn randomly. They sometimes don't even respawn on the same spot, and then you will have some other stone deposits somewhere around the islands instead, so you have to search them. But they are the most efficient way to get your stone. And I totally understand that's not really what you want to do, right? You want stone now. You need a lot of stone for building massive bases if you, well, build them around stone. And you need an income which you can kind of rely on. So what do? Go into your copper mine on your starter island and farm the waste rock and the poor copper. You will get plenty of stone from them. The pure copper you can also find in those mines will not really give you any stone. I think you can get like 1 or 2 stone out of them if you are lucky. So when I'm farming just the stone, I mostly ignore them if I can. And the waste rock is really what you want, and the poor copper is still helping out here and there a little bit. Sometimes you have to remove it to get to the waste rock again. And that's how I basically financed, so to speak, my base building. Right, because the stone you can find on the island just lying around and you can farm is not that much in the long run. And the mine has been a really, really good income on that whole thing. So you want to farm that. Now, let's talk about the last resource. And this is probably the most important resource in the game, and that's hide. Keep in mind that you can only get the hide from the boars and big animals which are having that. There are some other animals later down the road which can still give you hides, but you will need so many hides, especially when you are getting into the middle tier. You will still need hides, right? It's one of those resources which you will carry with you throughout the game because you can upgrade them. You can cure the hide and make cured leather out of the hides. And so you want to farm as many hides as possible. The easiest one is to kill just the sows, and then of course the boar if you have to. When you have some equipment, they're not really a big problem anymore, and you can take them easily. Now, the savage boars and the charging boars are a little bit of a different breed. They're really annoying, and I only take them when I have to, or I have so much good equipment that I can take them out in just 3 or 4 hits before they can even attack me. But especially at the beginning, if you need the hides and you want to farm efficiently, look for sows, take boars if you have to, and ignore any of the savage slash the charging boars because they can really screw you up and they can kill you easily. So be careful there. But you will always get around 1 to 3 hides out of the animals. It depends a little bit. It's random. It's not a fixed number. And that's what you have to do. Unfortunately, there is no other way right now, as we know of, to easily get the hides, especially at the beginning of the game. Again, later on, there are some other animals you can hunt, which make it easier. When you have guns, it gets far more easier to do. But especially at the beginning, you have to do it the hard way, unfortunately. But with that said, we are already at the end of the video. I hope it was helpful. If you still have some ideas or questions, let me know down below in the comments, or maybe some other community members can help you out. I mean, this is a group effort, right? And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like. Also, if you're new to the channel, you want to see more Windrose videos or RP and survival games, which is what we are focusing on here on this channel, I would appreciate if you might consider to subscribe. With that said, have a good one. Stay safe. Yar.